Hello there, Loaded family, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is a very important video if you're an ARK Survival Ascended player, and I'll be explaining that in today's video. If you guys do enjoy, as always, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you guys have had fantastic weekends, and as always, if you want to come and join us for all the magic in the LoadedCrysis cluster and you want to come and play on our servers completely free, an amazing community, pretty much 24/7 moderation, the link to the Discord is down below. Okay guys, let's get in with the video. Okay, so pretty much I am going to let you guys know about a warning from Studio Wildcard, what the devs have given to the players, and it's definitely something that you guys will need to keep in mind of, whether you play on single player, whether you play on official, modded official, and just to be honest, any part of the game. And if you run your own cluster like myself, we got things in place, so it's kind of just a video to let you guys know what's going on. So pretty much, as you guys know, Unreal Engine 5.5.4 is coming to the game between April 15th and May 15th. Now, this is probably the biggest change Studio Wildcard are ever going to do to the game at once. They said that they're going to be doing engine upgrades every single year, but they said this is the biggest and they won't ever do an engine upgrade this big again. They'll be trying to do it in little bits so we don't have to go through such a change. So Studio Wildcard have let us know that when this update does drop, which I'm going to guess it's going to be closer to like May, like they said between April 15th and May 15th, I think it's probably going to be like May 14th we get it or something like that. But what they've said is that when this update drops, I think they've been quite nice about it, but I do think it's going to break pretty much everything. Now, I know this sounds a bit like scary and you're probably sitting here like, Dom, what are you going on about? It's going to break everything. Now, many of you guys are used to the ARK updates, and when an ARK update drops, sometimes it's great, and most recent one has really improved performance. But when, issues happen. Now, we are going from Unreal Engine 5.1 all the way up to Unreal Engine 5.5.4, and the amount that has changed since that time is crazy. All the mods that have been built into the game are obviously on the old engine, and they are going to, as soon as this update goes live, a lot of the mods, if you've got your own mods or stuff like that, are going to just be not functional with the actual game. So we've been told by Studio Wildcard and that Overwolf, obviously who they work with, will be working on making sure all of the premium mods are completely up to date with the upgrade, so that with that early, and most of the free mods, well, I say most of the free mods, probably loads of them that won't, but most of the most popular free mods, they're going to be cooking up to make sure that they're ready. But most likely, a lot of the mods that you use will not work and it will crash your game. Now, looking into the future of this on the long run, this is obviously what needs to happen because ARK is so behind now with the Unreal Engine state, and it needs serious surgery. And the only way we're going to get there is obviously having the whole rest of the game catching back up. Now, I'm not saying this means that these mods are going to be broken forever. It just means that what's going to happen is the dev kit will get upgraded, and the modders are basically going to have to go and recook their own mods that hasn't been done by Studio Wildcard or Overwolf or whatever, things like that, which is going to take them a lot of time because they have to get used to the new resources and everything. And that does mean that a lot of stuff is going to be obviously behind. Now, I'm going to explain what does this mean, especially if you run a server or anything like that. So if you run a server or you are on single player, there is a very big chance that if you currently have some beloved dinos as part of a mod, there is a very big chance that unfortunately you will lose those dinos. Now, it's sad, and also it's the same thing happens with structures and stuff, but it really depends what type of mod they are. If it's a free mod that might be a bit popular but not that popular, you do have to prepare yourself because you could end up losing it. Now, that, as I said, you can still get the mod back, but it's like, for me, I run the LoadedCrysis cluster. I've already let you guys know in advance that I'm working closely with Nitrado to make sure that my saves, we're going to be basically making sure that everything is stored safely. It's been something that I wanted to talk about, obviously later on, like closer to the time when we had more information, because I didn't want to like worry anyone or anything like that. So basically, and it's going to be the same for single player and any on Nitrado server, you're going to want to basically go and grab any save you possibly can from the log files and make sure you store it somewhere safely. So that means you know whether it's in the cloud. I don't even know. I'll be able to explain it in more further details closer to the time when I'm working with Nitrado, and what I can obviously explain then. Obviously, we can try and hope that it's not going to be the worst of the worst, but I do believe there's going to be some downtime and some long downtime, and it's just basically preparing you guys for that. So any mods that I have and you have on your single player, you have on your server or anything like that, that we may lose, obviously you have to prepare for that being the case, and you might end up losing something that you love. And unfortunately, there's just nothing that anyone can do about that. There's nothing that we could say, we could change, unless it is instantly cooked by Studio Wildcard. Unfortunately, it does mean that the mods that aren't ready on the launch will have to be removed for a certain amount of time, which means that things could be missing, things may seem invisible in your map, because if you've got a structure or something like that, it's going to be gone. Now, they will return in a better version, and the reason why I'm going to explain now onto why this is good for the future. So the day this comes, I do expect people to be excited, but I do expect to be a lot of complaining. And something as a long-term ARK player, I know exactly the pain of losing things, having broken updates, and everything like that. But I think, guys, we have to accept what's going to happen when this launches, and we have to be ready. Because in the long run, a lot of the major performance issues and all of that kind of stuff that we've been complaining about, hopefully is now going to be not completely resolved, but in a better place. And I'm really, really hoping, like how Studio Wildcard have said, that this is going to be the patch that is going to bring the game up to a better place, way more optimized, and it's been needed for such a long time. It's very, very important that we give Wildcard the time, and you know, if we do end up losing things, whether that's on whatever, then obviously I will explain to you guys the steps, because obviously Studio Wildcard are probably going to be really busy that day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So on the LoadedCrysis cluster, don't worry, because like, we're going to make sure things are safe. We're going to make sure, but as a warning, certain mods that aren't premium or not that popular could be in a little bit of trouble. So there's a few things I'll have more details closer to the time, but again, it's not something to stress about as long as you make sure you're taking the right steps moving forward with this, and making sure that maybe it might even be worth right now being 100% honest with you guys. Go and look at what mods you've got on your servers or on your single player, and have a think, like, how much do I really need this mod? And am I okay to say goodbye to it? Because, I mean, I don't want you guys maybe to make that step yet, but if there's one that you can part ways with and you don't really care that much and it's not that popular, I'd recommend doing that right now. And you can always go back to it. As long as the modder is updating things and is active on the game, then you'll be absolutely fine. And you won't have to worry about it, because it will come back in the future. It's just going to take some time. I don't know. It depends really how on job one of the modders are. You know, so if it's someone that works part-time or is doing modding full-time, that's going to depend on how quickly they're going to get their mod back alive in the new version. There's of course going to be other issues that we don't even know exist, and Studio Wildcard don't even know exist at the moment, and we'll have to deal with those as and when it comes. But in the long run, as I've mentioned, this is truly going to be the steps we need to take for ARK Survival Ascended this year, and hopefully it's this update, it's going to be the one we've been waiting for. So it's the 6th of April today. It's nearly turning, well, it'll be tomorrow's Monday the 7th. And that means that we are pretty much a week away from the time frame from when we could be seeing the time frame of April 15th to May 15th. And as I said to you guys, don't expect too much. Obviously, we're going to have a mini excellent adventure event, but I do think for the rest of April, it's going to be a quiet time. And then I do expect to see it towards the later side of May. You know, maybe if we have a quick look at the dates here, May 15th is a Thursday. So anywhere really between Monday the 12th of May to Friday the 16th of May, I think is probably going to be the launch week. Going to be completely honest. But if it comes earlier, that'll be fantastic news. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game is going to change. So let me just give you a summary before we end this video of what's going on. So Unreal Engine 5.5 upgrade is underway, targeting between April and May launch. UE 5.5 is the top priority for the team beyond anything else. Some immediate performance benefits, more performance and graphical benefits long term as we keep to develop the product. Additional maps will immediately become optional downloads, so it means that you can save some space on the game, which I can't wait for. All mods will be automatically recooked by Overwolf, but it is possible some mods will have new issues. We intend to directly check and verify all premium mods and the most popular free mods, which should provide a pretty good spectrum of functionality. We're going to do our best to resolve any gameplay discrepancies and crashes ahead of time. Hoping that that future upgrades won't be as painful, we'll be looking into longer term systems, in particular load old cooked data and shaders. So yeah, guys, prepare yourself. It's going to be a rocky ride. I'm, completely honest. I think Wildcard are being kind to us in what they're saying with their messages. I think it's going to be a really, really rocky launch. But in the long run, as I said, once the update's out there and it's a couple of weeks after it, I think we're going to be really happy. So anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Sunday, and I will catch you guys in a beautiful new week. See you guys then.